Hi, my dear students. How are you? I think all of you are very good now. Today we are continuing the 12th grade accountancy, non-profit making organization, and this is the last session of this chapter. During the previous days or previous sessions, we explained the basics, then the different documents of not-for-profit making organizations like income and expenditure account, receipt and payment account, and balance sheet. Today we are solving a question from income and expenditure account and the balance sheet. Okay, so we explained the treatment of various items like the subscriptions or the stationery or the salary, etc. during the previous sessions. So all of you remember such things now. Today I am going to read one question. Say for example here, this is the receipt and payment account of Madrid Club as on 31st December 2019. On the receipt side, we can see balance brought down 12,000, subscriptions rupees 45,000, donation for tournament rupees 10,000, life membership fee 5,000, sale of old and new sports materials 5,000, grants 25,000, locker rent 8,000, income from concerts 30,000. Again on the opposite side, that means on the payment side, we can see sports materials 50,000, investments rupees 20,000, wages rupees 3,000, expense of concerts 15,000, stationery 2,000, electricity 5,000, and balance carry down, that means closing balance of cash rupees 45,000, both side total 1,40,000. And again additional information given or adjustments given here. Number one, the club has 500 members, each paying an annual subscription of rupees 100. Second adjustment, wages outstanding on 1/1/2019 rupees 600 and on 31st December 2019 rupees 400. Then third adjustment, locker rent outstanding on 1/1/2019 rupees 1000 and on 31st/12/2019 rupees 1500. Fourth adjustment, sports equipments as on 1/1/2019 was rupees 25,000. Then again next adjustment, salary prepaid rupees 200, and one more additional information, depreciation of sports materials 10% per annum. The question is that you are required to prepare the income and expenditure account and the balance sheet of Madrid Club as on 31st December 2019. I think all of you read the question carefully. In the above mentioned question, they given a receipt and payment account of a club, and from the we are going to prepare the income and expenditure account and the balance sheet. Please check the date of the information. That is very important here for preparing the income and expenditure account and the balance sheet. So the receipt and payment account is given as on what date? As on 31st December 2019. So we can go through the question now. So first item, it was given, say, balance brought down on the debit side or on the receipt side of the receipt and payment account. First item, it was the balance brought down. That means the opening balance of cash. It has no role in income and expenditure account and the balance sheet of the current year, because why? it is the opening balance of cash, and we can assume that it should be posted into where? Into the previous year's balance sheet. That means balance sheet as on 31st December 2018 or 1/1/2019. Next item, that is subscription. Subscription, how much given here? Subscription total given rupees 45,000. And one adjustment given here, say the club has 500 members and each paying an annual subscription of rupees 100. That means the total amount of subscription receivable from total members is equal to rupees 50,000. That means total number of members of the club, say 500, and each one should pay how much as the annual subscription? Rupees 100. This total amount receivable is equal to 50,000. But in the receipt and payment account, how much given? Only 45,000. That means during the current year we were received only 45,000 as subscription. You understand the same now? That means 5,000 is still pending or 5,000 is outstanding. So while recording subscription here, we are writing total 45,000 here as subscription, what we received, and again the total subscription receivable is equal to 50,000. That means 5,000 is pending or outstanding. It should be added here. Thus our total income of subscription, how much now? 50,000. And listen now, 5,000 is still pending. As on what date? As on the end of the year. That means for the current year, rupees 5,000 is still pending. Therefore, it is an asset. So it should be posted in the balance sheet again on 31st December 2019. Outstanding subscription, how much here? 5,000. Listen now. Subscription, how much we received? Only 45,000. How much the total amount to be received? 50,000. So the amount of subscription outstanding rupees 5,000. This total amount of subscription of income is equal to how much now? 50,000. And out of this 5,000 is pending or 5,000 is outstanding, and it is an asset now. So it should be posted also into the balance sheet of the current year. That means as on 31st December 2019. Next item given, the donation for tournament. What is donation for tournament? It is also an income or is also a receipt, but it is received for a specific activity. What is the specific activity here? That means to undertake a tournament. So it is not a normal income, it is a receipt. But remember, it is received for a particular purpose or a specific purpose. Therefore, we can't treat this item as a normal income. So it is not a part of the income and expenditure account. Therefore, that is goes into where? Into the balance sheet as a capital receipt. That should be posted on the liability side of the balance sheet. That means donation for tournament rupees 10,000. Listen now. The income received for a specific activity can be treated as a specific donation, or it is a capital receipt. In such case, we can't record that particular item into where? Into the income and expenditure account. Because why? The income and expenditure account mainly absorbing only the revenue incomes and the revenue payments. Therefore, it is a part of the balance sheet or it is a capital receipt. It should be posted on the liability side of the balance sheet. Say donation for tournament rupees 10,000. Next item given, the life membership fee. That means in the given receipt and payment account, on the receipt side we can see life membership fee. Listen now, it is also not a normal income, it's a long term receipt. It's a long term receipt. Therefore, we can't categorize this item as a revenue income. It's a capital receipt. Therefore, it should also be posted into the balance sheet liability side. Say life membership fee rupees 5,000. Okay. So life membership fee is a capital receipt. It is not a revenue receipt. Therefore, it should be recorded on the liability side of the balance sheet. Okay. You understood, Miss Najia? Okay, so please listen now here. So again, next item given the sale of sports materials. Sale of sports materials given rupees 5,000. Wait for this item. Next item given the grant. Grant, it's a sort of assistance given by the government to the non-trading or not profit-making organization for their development. That means it's a sort of revenue received by the not-for-profit making organization from the government or any other approved bodies. In the absence of any further information about this item, we can treat this grant as a normal income or a revenue receipt. So it should be a part of income and the expenditure account. So we are writing the grant on the credit side of income and expenditure account. Say rupees 25,000 is the amount of grant received by the concern during this year. Okay, so it's a part of income and expenditure account. Why? It is not a capital receipt, it's a revenue receipt. What's the reason behind this now? There is no further information. Okay. Now, next item given the locker rent. Locker rent is a normal or a revenue income of the non-trading organization. Therefore, it's a part of the income and expenditure account. But it has some adjustments. That means locker rent outstanding as on the beginning rupees 1,000 and as on the end rupees 1,500. Okay, so locker rent hours now here 8,000. Again, how much the outstanding given as on the end? Rupees 1,500. Okay, that means 1,500 means that much amount of subscription to be received. Sorry, the locker rent to be received. That means the total locker rent income, how much now for the current year? That is 9,500. Because why? 1,500 is the current year's income, but it's not received during the current year. It will be received maybe next year or the future now. Okay, so total income regarding locker rent is equal to how much now? 9,500. Okay, and remember this 1,500 as on what date? As on the end of the year. That means that much amount to be received. So it is also an asset of the current year. Therefore, it should be posted here. Say outstanding locker rent 1,500. Outstanding locker rent how much here? 1,500. Why? What is the reason? Because it is related with the current year and is not received by the concern as on or till the end of the year 31st December 2019. Therefore, it is treated as an asset also. Okay. So, one more adjustment is the outstanding locker rent as on the beginning. That means as on 1/1/2019, certain amount of locker rent was pending. That means that was pending during the previous year. Okay, that was pending during the last year. So we can assume that we received rupees 1,000 during the current year, but it should not be a part of the current year's income. It is a part of the previous year's income, but we received that much amount during the current year. So remember, it is not a part of the current year's income. It is a part of the previous year. Therefore, we can't treat that much amount as an income of the current year. Therefore, it should be deducted. Now, thus, what's treatment now? Total locker rent rupees, how much? 8,000. Again, how much the outstanding as on the end? 1,500. How much the outstanding as on the end? 1,000. Therefore, 1,500 will be added back with 8,000, and then after we are deducting 1,000. That means 8,500 is the net amount of locker rent income for the current year. And remember, this 1,500 is an asset. Therefore, it should also be posted into where? Into the 1,500. Automatically, question arises in your mind. Why we are not considering this 1,000 into the current year's balance sheet? Again, in case when we are going back into the previous year, we can see this 1,000 into the previous year's balance sheet. This 1,000 into where? Into the previous year's balance sheet. That means at that moment it was treated as an asset as well as is a part of income of the previous year. Next item, given the income from concerts. That means income from different programs undertaken by the non-trading organizations, like we told that means we told the same in the previous videos, like say the income from the magic programs, magic shows, or the income from the drama, or income from the music nights, or the melody programs, etc. It's normal income. So we can treat this item here, income from concerts, rupees how much now? 30,000. So on the debit side, the items are over. Okay, that means on the receipt side of receipt and payment account is over. Now we are moving on the credit side of receipt and the payment account. First item given, it was sports materials. Sports material, it is an asset of the sports club. Okay, therefore it is shown only on the asset side of the balance sheet of the concerned years. For this, we have some adjustment. That means for this item, the problem mentioned some adjustments, or it has some adjustments. Okay, that means the sports materials at the opening or at the beginning rupees how much now? 25,000. Again, what's meaning of sports materials given on the credit side of receipt and payment account? That much amount of sports materials was purchased by the concern during the current year. How much the opening balance? How much the existing balance with us now? That is 25,000. So we can check the same now. The sports material with us rupees how much now? 25,000. How much we additionally purchased? That is rupees 50,000. So the total value of sports materials with us now rupees how much now? 75,000 in the absence of any further information. Okay, but here in this case the problem mentioned that they sold, or on the debit side of receipt and payment account, one item was given, say sale of all the sports materials. Okay, so total value how much now? Total value how much now? 25,000 plus 50,000, 75,000. Out of this total value, we sold out sports materials of rupees 5,000. Thus the total value with us now, that means as on the end of the year, say rupees 70,000. So we need a total value of sports materials as on the end of the year, how much now? 70,000. But the problem mentions some depreciation. So how much the opening balance here? 25,000. Again, next 50,000 is the additional made by the non-trading currency now, and this total value 75,000. Out of this, we sold out certain part 5,000. Thus, we are getting a net value of 70,000, and this net value subject to a depreciation of 10%. That means 7,000. This net value as on the end of the year, how much now? 63,000. Okay, and so now this depreciation is an expenditure or is a loss. So it should also be a part of which one? The income and expenditure account. Thus we are also recording this item here, depreciation rupees 7,000. Depreciation rupees 7,000 here. You understand saying now? So in case of sports material, it should be shown on the asset side of the balance sheet by considering these adjustments. Okay, next item given, the investment. Investment is an asset. Investment is an asset, therefore it should be posted on the asset side of balance sheet, say investment rupees 20,000. Remember, investment is given in the current year's receipt and payment account. Therefore we can assume that that is purchased during the current year. Therefore it is an asset of the current year. Therefore we are showing this item on the asset side of the balance sheet rupees 20,000. Next item, the expense of concerts. In the opposite side, we can see the income from concerts, but now the expense of the concerts, that is the programs what we mentioned about, say like the magic shows, etc. Okay, so it's a normal expenditure. So we are showing this item on the debit side, say expense of concerts rupees 15,000. Expense of concerts rupees how much now? 15,000. Okay, next item given, the stationery rupees 2,000. Stationery rupees 2,000, but it has some adjustment. Stationery prepaid rupees 200. This is now stationery 200. How much now? 200 prepaid is there. That means the concern or the non this club pays certain amount for the future. This net amount of expenditure for the current year, how much only? Only 1,800. And remember, this 200 is an asset of the organization. So it should also be posted here. That means prepaid stationery rupees, how much now? 200. Okay, so prepaid stationery is an asset of the organization, and again it is not an expenditure of the current year, therefore should be deducted now. Okay, next item given, the electricity, there is no adjustment at all. We can directly enter this item here, electricity rupees, how much now? 5,000. Okay, next item, balance carried out. That means, what's meaning of this balance carried out in the receivable payment account? That is the closing balance of cash. So it is a part of the balance sheet. Therefore, we are recording this item here. Cash balance 45,000. It is an asset. Okay. Now we consider all the items into the balance sheet and again income and the expenditure account. Okay. Now we are going to find out the result of the income and the expenditure account. Okay. Thus we are finding the total here. Thus we are getting a total of 1,13,500 and we are writing the same here, 1,13,500, and balance we are getting a surplus of 81,900. 81,900 is the surplus now. This surplus is transferred into where? Into the balance sheet. That means the surplus should be added with the capital on the liability side of the balance sheet, but the capital is not given in the question. We told in the previous videos, for completing the balance sheet of the current year, we need the capital at the beginning. In this case, capital at the beginning is not given or capital is not given. So we have a duty to find out the capital at the beginning now. For this, we are organizing or we are preparing an opening balance sheet, say balance sheet as on 1/1/2019, and remember this is prepared for what purpose? For the purpose of finding the capital at the beginning. For this, we are recording or taking the assets and liabilities as on this date. We can check what are the different items of assets as on this date now. Say we told in the balance, in the receipt and payment account, we started with opening balance of balance brought down there. That is the opening balance of cash. It's a part of the previous year's balance sheet. So we are writing the first item here. Cash, how much now? The cash 12,000. Cash 12,000. Cash 12,000. And again, similarly, some more adjustments are there. Then say we told the wages outstanding was given as from the beginning. How much though? It was rupees 600. That means here we told that the 600 it was outstanding as on the beginning. Therefore, it was pending during the previous year. That means as on the beginning, it's a liability. Therefore, it should be posted on the liability side of the balance sheet here. Outstanding wages rupees how much now? 600. Outstanding wages rupees how much now? 600. Similarly, the club has an opening value of sports materials worth rupees 25,000. This is also an asset as on that date. So we are writing here sports materials rupees how much now? 25,000. Again, any other item now? Yes, please read the question now. Please read now. Okay. Yes, please check the item of the locker rent now. Please check the locker rent item. Adjustment item locker rent. That means locker rent has some adjustment, say outstanding locker rent as from the beginning and also the end of the period. That should be considered here, the beginning. So in the closing, beginning outstanding should be posted here because why? It is an asset of the previous year. So we can write outstanding locker rent. How much now? Outstanding locker rent how much given? It was rupees 1,000 now. So these are the assets and liabilities as on that day, that means as on 1/1/2019. Okay, then after we are finding the balance here, the total, how much now? The total, we are finding the total here, total that is 38,000, total 38,000. We are writing the total here, 38,000. Thus, we will obtain 37,400. This is the capital. Remember, this is the balancing figure now. Balancing figure, capital, as on what day? As on 1/1/2019. Remember, this balance sheet is prepared for one purpose, for the purpose of finding the capital at the beginning. So we computed this capital here, and we also computed surplus here. Now we are writing 37, capital how much now? 37,400. Again add surplus, add surplus, how much we computed here? We computed here how much now? 81,900, 81,900. So how much total? 37,400 plus 81,900. Thus we will obtain a total of 1,19,300. 1,19,300. So the entire activities are over. Then find the result now. We will obtain both sides the same balance now, same total. So here the total of how much now? Total is equal to 1,34,700. 1,34,700 is the 1,34,700 is the balance now. Total of balance sheet. So it's now here we prepare the income and expenditure account and the balance sheet, and in the absence of the capital, we are preparing the or reproducing the balance at the beginning. Okay, you understood the preparation now. We are going to wind up this chapter. So if you like these videos, please share and subscribe my channel. Before winding up the chapter, I would like to say one more important thing. Say for example, in the receipt and payment account, suppose subscription is given like this now. Subscription for 2018 rupees 2,000, subscription for 2019 18,000, and the subscription for 2020 rupees 3,000. In this case, then suppose, remember, we are preparing the income and expenditure account or the other statements for the year ending 2019. In such case, we are not taking these two figures. Instead, we are taking only this figure. That means we are starting our income and expenditure account with the 18,000 instead of the total of 23. Total how much here? 18 plus 2, 20, 23,000. So, in this case, we are directly taking only which figure? Which figure only? Only the figure rupees 18,000, because why? We are preparing the documents or the final accounts for the year ending or for the year 2019. In such case, we are considering only this 18,000 as our income, and with this item we are making the adjustments instead of 23,000. Okay. So I think all of you then enjoy these previous portions now, and please go through the previous videos. Okay, we will see with the new video during the next week. Okay.